Hello everyone, what's going on? Gav Master974 back again today, and welcome to another Valve source code tutorial. Today I'm going to outline how you can add glow effects like what you see in Left 4 Dead and Team Fortress 2 into your Source 2013 single player or multiplayer mods. Now I do need to give a massive thank you and shout out to Dreadcrafter and Matt Marks for suggesting that I do this video. So thank you for the suggestions, and let's get right into it. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is add glows_enable to the preprocessor directives of the client and the server projects. Now, what on earth does that mean? Well, there's a couple different ways you can go about this. I found that the easiest way to do this is to load up the game solution and right click on the client, and you want to make sure that you're doing this for all configurations. Then you want to go to C/C++, and then you want to go ahead and select the preprocessor section. And at the very top, it should say something like VPC and VRAD telemetry disabled or something. And you just want to add into there, in all capitals, glows_enable. So if you do that for both the client and server projects, then you should see that the glows_enable macro ends up getting enabled. So you can check out a file such as glowoutlineeffect.cpp on the client, and the code should be colored in, which means it is valid. And also glows_enable should also have a value of 1 at this point. However, you can also go down the route of editing something like the client_base.vpc file and server_base.vpc, and just add the glows_enable to the preprocessor definition section. But then you need to use VPC to regenerate the client and server project, which you can simply do by running the create game project or create all project batch files. And you might get an error which says something to the effect of there's a supplemental string mismatch and you need to use VPC to regenerate. All that really means is use VPC again to create or build the client or server project. So essentially run the batch file twice. But with that being implemented, you're going to want to go to client_modes_shared.cpp, and you want to find the do post screen space effects function, and somewhere in that function you want to add g_glow_object_manager.renderGlow_effects of p_setup and 0. And then right near the top of the file in the #include section, above the tier 0 memdbgone.h line, you want to add #include client effect precache system.h. And below the tier 0 memdbgone.h line, you want to add client effect register begin of precache post processing effects glow. Then client effect material of, and then inside of speech marks, dev/glow color, another client effects material, and then in speech marks dev/halo add to screen, and finally client effects register end conditional, and then engine arrow get dx support level is greater than or equal to 90. So essentially we're defining a client effect, we're defining 2 materials that this effect is going to use, and also end it with a condition that you have to have DirectX 9 or higher for this to work. So if you're using DirectX 8, then this isn't going to work. Now, for the materials in question, they don't actually exist in Source 2013, so you need to get them from Team Fortress 2. Now, I'll leave a link in the description to the guide that I used to make this video. And in this guide, there is going to be a Dropbox link to the materials. However, if you want to, you can go to the Team Fortress 2 installation if you have that, and then you just need to use something like GCFscape to open up the VPK files that you need to get the actual materials. So if you have Team Fortress 2 installed on your system, then you just want to navigate to that install directory, go to the TF folder, and you can open up tf2miscdir.vpk, and then you just want to navigate to materials and then dev. And then because this is all the .vmt files, you want to go ahead and get all of the relevant materials. So in this case, it will be glow blur X, glow blur Y, glow color, and halo add to screen. And you want to extract these to your mods materials dev folder and create those directories if they don't exist. And next you want to go to the very bottom of the TF2 folder, open up TF2 textures dir.vpk. Again, go to materials dev, and because this is the .vtf files, you want glow blue, glow red, and glow white. And then again, extract those to your mods materials dev folder. So once you have the materials, you can pretty much go ahead and see if the glow effect works if you really want to. So for example, what I decided to do was go to, on the server, AI base npc.cpp, and inside of the npc init function, I decided to add, at the very bottom of that, add glow effect. And so what this means is if you save and compile, that all NPCs are going to have a glow effect. Now, if you actually load into a map to see if this works, you'll see that all of the NPCs will have a grey outline. So if that is good enough for you, then that is how you go about adding glow effects into Source 2013. However, there are some more features that you can have with this. For example, extending it to work with props, and also change the glow color, and even go as far as to have inputs and outputs working as well, so you can change glow effect colors on the fly. So what I'm going to outline now is purely optional stuff if you want to add or extend the glow functionality. So by default, the glow effect only works with classes that derive from a C-based combat character, so for example NPCs in a single player mod. However, if you want to extend it to work with stuff like props, then you need to change the glow stuff so that instead of being inside of the C-based combat character class definition stuff on both the client and the server, they need to be inside of the C-based animating class stuff instead. And again, this is both on the client and the server. So what I'm going to do here is outline all of the changes that you need to make. It is not very difficult, but a bit tedious. So I'll try and outline this to the best of my ability. So the first thing you want to do is load up basecombatcharacter.h on the server and baseanimating.h, which is also on the server. Then you want to find around line 415 inside of basecombatcharacter.h. There's a section with a hashtag ifdefglowsenable. So you just want to take all of that and then cut it, which is Control X, and then paste it into baseanimating.h at around line 54 to 58. Then a little bit below this, at around line 459 to 462 inside of basecombatcharacter.h, there's another hashtag ifdefglowsenable section. So again, you just want to Control X, cut that, paste it into baseanimating.h at around line 171 to 174. And lastly, you want to go down to around line 467 in basecombatcharacter.h, where you have the update glow effect and destroy glow effect function declarations. And you just want to cut those and paste them into baseanimating.h at around line 355 to 356. This needs to be inside of a private section. Next, we're going to move to basecombatcharacter.cpp and baseanimating.cpp. So in basecombatcharacter.cpp at around line 193 to 195, there is a hashtag ifdefglowsenable section of a send prop rule, and you just want to copy that into baseanimating.cpp at around line 230. Then in basecombatcharacter.cpp at around line 744 to 746, there is a hashtag ifdefglowsenable section of m_bglowEnabled.set. Essentially, you just want to cut and paste that into baseanimating.cpp and put it into the cBaseAnimating constructor, as you'll probably see in the video. And lastly, you want to cut and paste the add glow effect, remove glow effect, and is glow effect active function definitions out of basecombatcharacter.cpp from around line 3227 to line 3252 and cut and paste them into CBase animating after the destructor for CBase animating. But also you want to change the class, so instead of a CBase combat character, it's CBase animating. So for example, CBase animating : add glow effect, and so on, as you'll see in the video. Then we're going to move on to the client next. So we're going to want to open C_base combat character.h and C_base animating.h. And near the top of C_base combat character.h at around line 17 to 19, you'll see a hashtag ifdef glows_enable section. Just cut and paste that and paste it into the top of CBase animating.h somewhere. Then back in C_base combat character.h at around line 94 to 97, there's another hashtag ifdef glows_enable section. So you just want to cut and paste that into C_base animating.h at around lines 149 to 152. Then in C_base combat character.h at around lines 100 to 103, there's another hashtag ifdef glows_enable section. So you just want to cut and paste that into C_base animating.h at around line 458 to 461. Then in C_base combat character.h at around line 110 to 114, there's finally another hashtag ifdef glows_enable section. You just want to cut and paste that into C_base animating.h at around line 481 to 485. So now you want to load up C_base combat character.cpp and C_base animating.cpp. And in C_base combat character at around lines 33 to 37, there's a hashtag ifdef glows_enable section. You want to cut and paste that into C_base animating at around line 737 to 741. Then inside of C_base combat character.cpp, there's the destructor, where there's a hashtag ifdef glows_enable and it says destroy glow effect. So you just want to cut and paste that and put it inside of the destructor of C_base animating, as you'll see in the video. Then back in C_base combat character.cpp at around line 58 to 60, there's hashtag ifdef glows_enable. And then you just want to cut and paste that into C_base animating.cpp at around line 4528 to 4530, somewhere around there, as you'll see in the video. And then again in C_base combat character.cpp at around line 66 to 71, there's another hashtag ifdef glows_enable section. You just want to select that, cut it, paste it into C_base animating.cpp at around line 4716 to 4721. And you want to go to C_base combat character.cpp at around line 85 to 128. There's three functions: get glow effect color, update glow effect, and destroy glow effect. So you want to select all of that. They're inside of a hashtag ifdef glows_enable section. So select all of that, cut it, paste it into C_base animating.cpp at around line 4387. And like we did on the server, replace C_base combat character with C_base animating. And lastly, inside of C_base combat character.cpp at around line 97 to 99, there's a hashtag ifdef glows_enable of recv prop ball. Then you just want to select that, cut it, paste it into C_base animating.cpp at around line 203 to 205. So that is a pretty lengthy and tedious cut and paste section on the server and the client. But if you do that, essentially you've made it so the glow effect now derives from CBase animating instead of a CBase combat character, which means it can extend to stuff like props. Now, what I'm going to outline now is how to change the glow color stuff. So if you want to do this, you want to go to baseanimating.h, which is on the server. And then where you have add glow effects, remove glow effects, and is glow effect active, you might need to control F and search for one of those functions. You want to add void set glow effect color passing through inputs of a float R, a float G, and a float B, as you'll see in the video. Then At around line 172, with the C network var of ball m_b glow enabled, we're going to add 3 C network vars, all type float, and you want to call them m_fl glow R, G, and B, as you'll see in the video. And then you want to go to baseanimating.cpp, and at around line 229 with the send prop ball of send info of m_b glow enabled, you want to send prop float of send info of m_fl glow R, G, and B, as you'll see in the video. And then you want to go down to around line 299 where we had m_b glow enabled .set of false. And then you just want to do m_fl glow R, G, and B .set and give them values of 0.76f for all of the R, G, and B parameters. Then at around line 318 with the set glow effect color function, you just want to change it so with the actual function that it's doing, you just do m_fl glow R .set of R, m_fl glow G .set of G, and m_fl glow B .set of B. And then you want to move on to the client, and so you want to go to c_base_animating.h, and at around line 481, where you would have had stuff like ball m_b glow enabled, ball m_b old glow enabled. Just above those, you want to add float m_fl glow R, float m_fl glow G, and float m_fl glow B. And then you want to go to c_base_animating.cpp at around line 203, and you'd see recv prop ball of recv info of m_b glow enabled. So you just want to do recv prop float of recv info of m_fl glow R, G, and B, as you'll see in the video. And then at around line 742, where you'd see m_p glow effect equals null, just above that you want to add m_fl glow R, G, and B, and just set those equal to 0.76f, as you'll see in the video. And then inside of the c_base_animating : get glow effect color function, you just want to change it to *r equals m_fl glow R, *g equals m_fl glow G, and *b equals m_fl glow B, as you'll see in the video. So what I've just outlined allows you to change colours of the glows, so you can add a red glow, a blue glow, a green glow, a white glow, a yellow glow, whatever kind of glow you want. You just change the red, green, or blue values to whatever you want. And because we have the set glow effect color function, you can actually pass through whatever color values you want. Now the thing is, this feature uses RGB float values instead of a color 32. So whereas with a color 32, RGB would have values ranging from 0 to 255, with the RGB float format, it actually has values ranging from 0 to 1. So for example, white would be 111, black would be 000, red would be 100, and so on and so on. So there is actually a tool listed on the developer wiki page that I'll be leaving in the description, which you can use to select different colours, and it tells you what the RGB float value would be. Anyway, so the last thing I'm going to be moving on to is input and output control. If you wanted to change glow effect stuff in-game on the fly, or have certain glow effects change during entering of a trigger volume or something like that. So what you'd want to do is, on the server in baseanimating.h, at around line 300 to 302, I'm just copying and pasting this off the Valve developer wiki, but there's a hashtag ifdef glows enable section. Make sure you end it with a hashtag endif, and you're going to be adding a bunch of void functions, all of which pass through an input data _t called and input data. So you'll have reload glow, set glow enabled, set glow disabled, set glow color red, set glow color green, set glow color blue, and set glow color. Then you want to go to baseanimating.cpp, and at around line 200, again I'm just copy and pasting this off the Valve developer wiki, but essentially we're defining input functions, of all of the functions. So for example, for field void, you would have set glow enabled and set glow disabled. For field float, you'd have set glow color red, set glow color green, and set glow color blue, and a field color 32 of set glow color. And you'll see this in the video or in the guide in the description. You can just go to that page and just copy and paste that into this section. And lastly, you want to find the set glow effect color function inside of that hashtag if def glows enable section. And you want to, again, copy and paste the functions that are on the Valve Developer Wiki page. So all of them would have void outputs, have a CBase animating : at the start, and then also pass through inputs of input data _t called and input data. So set glow enabled, you'd have m_b glow enabled dot set of true. Set glow disabled, you'd have m_b glow enabled dot set of false. Then set glow color red, you'd have m_fl glow r dot set of input data dot value dot float. Then set glow color green is m_fl glow g dot set of input data dot value dot float. Then set glow color blue is m_fl glow b dot set of input data dot value dot float. And then set glow color, you'd create a color 32 called color, which equals input data dot value dot color 32. And then set glow effect color of color.r divided by 255, color.g divided by 255, and color.b divided by 255. So at least at this point in time, the only way to change color is to call the set glow disabled function first to turn the glow off, change the glow color to whatever color you want, and then call the set glow enabled input to enable the glow. So at this point, after making all of these changes, all you really need to do is go to whichever file you want. Like I said earlier, I went to AI_base npc.cpp, and inside of the npc init function, I decided to add the add glow effect function. But now at this point, if you've changed the ability to set the glow colors, then you can actually do set glow effect color and then pass through whatever values you want. So for example, I made it so all NPCs would have a red glow, so I put values of 0.76f00, but then you can go into something like npc citizen17.cpp, and inside of the spawn function at the very bottom, after the npc init function, which is very important, you can do add glow effect and set glow effect color of something like 0, 0.76f, and 0 to change the glow effect to a green color. And then you can go to something like, I don't know, npc crow.cpp, because they're neither friendlies or hostiles. So again, inside of the spawn function, after npc init, you can add the add glow effect and set glow effect color to something like 0.76f, 0.76f, and 0.76f. And I also decided to go into props.cpp, and inside of the base prop spawn function at the very bottom, I added add glow effect and then set glow effect color of 0.76f for the RG and B respectively. Although this probably wasn't the best idea because it applies to all props, including stuff like prop dynamic props. So you're probably better off sticking this inside of the physics prop section instead. So that way it's only going to be physics props that have glow outline effects. But if you save and compile and go into a map, then what you should see is citizens would have green outlines, Metro Police would have red outlines, scanners, striders would have red outlines, crows, pigeons, seagulls would have grey outlines, and props, doors, and other such props would have grey outlines. So that is pretty much the video, everyone. I hope it has been, good enough to follow along with and satisfactory with the instructions that I've outlined. As always, please let me know what you think, and if you have any issues, then let me know. And if you have any ideas for stuff for me to do, then leave them in the comments, although I do have a pretty hefty backlog of Valve source code tutorial stuff to do, so I better get to work on the next video. But yes, as always, have a great day, peace out, take care out there, and I hope you'll check out some of my other videos.